go over a couple of things we have for the past game and the game coming up, and get some highlights up here, and we're going to talk about them first. Matthew Della Garza's got a pretty good run right here.
DLG had a pretty explosive run right here. He runs the ball really hard. Sometimes it's a problem, but he runs the ball really hard.
Yeah, he seems to.
Right here, this is a great play by Matthew Daniels. You know, just staying with the receiver, keeping his eyes on him, making a play on the ball.
Got a good fumble recovery right here.
You know, anytime we can get a takeaway defensively, that's huge. You know, it's something we're always preaching as a team in general. Takeaways, always giving the ball back to the offense, giving everybody a chance.
I guess that's where they shot that 40-yard field goal.
And missed it.
Missed it, yeah.
They've got a really good kicker, but he did miss that one.
Right here, we let Lane get to the outside, use his speed. We lined up in a package that he's able to get out there and run the ball. Nice burst of speed for a touchdown.
Now this play, this was pretty wild. Where I'm at on the sideline, I had no idea what just happened. I saw Johnson City catch the ball. That's all I saw. I was already mad. Somehow, you know, Lane popped it out, and Zayden Badillo was there to catch it.
Back to DLG, you look how hard he runs. He's a hard kid to bring down. He's got a good burst of speed. Just an explosive runner. Charles on this one throws a touchdown pass to Max. It was, as we talked about it was being the right place at the wrong place at the right time. Max runs the wrong route, but he's there to make the catch. It was overthrown. It was a perfect play for us. Just the way we draw it up. Is this DLG again? Mm-hmm. DLG breaks for another hard run. I mean, he's a physical runner with good speed. This pass right here, Carlos does a really good job of running to the right spot and then hitting a good burst of speed down the sideline, and gets a good block from by Chris Ramirez, who was filling in at the time. So everybody willing to step up and play a part of the game.
You know, last week just seemed like it was a little frustrating. It just seemed like we had bad luck. I was watching some of the stuff, you know, and it seems like right as we're doing something good, it's either penalty or, you know, something happened, something crazy that happened. You know, not like a normal football game. And it was frustrating while I was filming it up there and stuff, you know. And like you said, that interception that they had on sidelines, I was already mad because I assumed that they caught it, and then I looked like a fool on the broadcast because I didn't understand what happened.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yep. Last week we had a lot of mistakes. You know, we've talked about it so much with the kids and stuff, but there's times when there's a lot of pressure to make some plays, because, you know, we're down 16-13 in the fourth quarter, and we just had, you know, we had a big run that we fumbled out of the back of the end zone. You know, it's huge, and it's one of those that you could have fumbled it anywhere but the back of the end zone, and we probably would have been okay. Mm-hmm. You know, we probably would have had a guy that maybe could have recovered it ourselves, or just if it would have just gone out of bounds, you know, we'd have been just fine. But, you know, when you lose it out the back of the end zone, it's, you know, touchback for their team. So, you know, something like that's huge. You know, we threw some interceptions. I think we had 5 turnovers. You know, and we had 3 takeaways as a defense, but, you know, cancel it out when you turn the ball over 5 times as an offense, you know. And then late in the game, you know, it's still 16-13, you know, 7 or 8 minutes left in the game, and we're going to start trying to drive it, you know, try to go up, and we, you know, critical situations twice, we snapped it over the quarterback's head, and even on those, if we just recover it, we can at least punt the ball away and maybe try to make them go 3 and out and get the ball back. But we don't recover them. Both those situations, Johnson City gets it inside the 10 or 15 yard line, and, you know, they had 2 more touchdowns off of those, and, you know, that's kind of all said and done after that. But it was a very frustrating game.
Yes. I was, you know, watching some stuff, and, you know, it just seemed like there was just some bad luck that night. That's how I see it. Because there was some stuff, you know, that there's a couple penalties that didn't get called that I see. I was 35 foot in the air, and I could see them from there. And, you know, I was frustrated myself because of just, seeing things.
Or being in the box, I can hear, we're talking to Coach Taylor, and she says, man, it's hard to start drives when it's 1st and 20.
Yes.
One of them was, and Coach Knippa, he said this, man, if that's a holding call, then I don't ever want to coach in the Austin area because we have Alton Lyra just dominates the defender
Yes.
and just pancakes him to the ground. It's textbook. It's perfect. It's one of those that you want to go give him some syrup right now for it, and then they throw the flag on it, and now we're looking at 1st and 20.
Yes.
So it's just like you said, it's unfortunate. It was frustrating very much because we're teaching our guys and we're trying to do things right, and it's just the luck of the draw, like you said. It's just an anomaly is how we talked about it. One of those rare anomalies there. So
Yeah. Well, we got that game over, and this week we're going to play Center Point. They're coming here. It's going to be a good game. I love seeing the adjustments y'all make through week to week. We don't talk about them, but you'll see them Friday. And I even see Johnson City adjustments, the stuff that y'all did different. And I like seeing that. I think it's cool to see how y'all change stuff and everything like that. And do they run a spread offense, running?
They're a bit mixed, but they primarily are a wishbone type of team. Heavy run sets, but they will get in some spread formations, try to throw the ball around a little bit. They kind of mix it up, but I'd say 60-70% of the time they'll be in wishbone heavy run sets.
I was going to talk about last week's game. I was real impressed with the secondary covering that Axtell kid, number 12. He's real big, real tall kid. And there were some times you may have got around Matthew, but Matthew recovered real well. Like, he got back in time, and the quarterback wouldn't throw the ball to him. There's a lot of things I noticed in the game because they were closer to my sidelines. And, they put the little number 2 and the number 12 out there. And they caught a couple passes at first, and then it seemed like we started shutting that down, over there. I think it was Lane or maybe Zayden and Matthew. But you could see them talking to each other. They knew what was going on. And because I was waiting to see the Axel kid, he's the biggest receiver, and I was like, they're probably shouldn't throw it up to him. They tried, but he didn't really, get much going for that guy.
I think one of the benefits, with our secondary is the speed that they have right now, the speed that we have back there. They're able to, if they do get out of position, 90% of the time they're able to recover. And if they keep their eyes on the receiver, they can recover and get there before the ball gets there. Matthew Daniels did a good job of that, and he's got some good size to him too. Not as big as that kid, but he does have some good size. And I think Coach Feaster, who's another single coach, ladies, Coach Feaster, he's better looking than Coach Knippa. But he's doing a great job with the secondary right now, and that's something for me as a defensive coach all throughout most of my career. I've always been nervous about the secondary because that can be a big play. Just like that, you give up a 50-yard touchdown, and it's frustrating. So I'm always worried about the secondary, and they're doing a good job.
Yeah, I noticed. Instead of I've noticed Matthew Daniels mostly and Zay Badillo when they have the routes on receiver. Now they're watching the receiver. They're not looking back. They're on the receiver. They will read the face, the eyes, the reactions. You see them put their hands up and stuff like that. And it shows. Zayden and Matthew's got a couple, interceptions on the season with them. And I've just seen a lot of, not just necessary improvement, just change in fundamentals, how they've done it.
Right. And I think the big thing, too, is just not just having the coverage, but making a play on the ball.
Yes.
Because a lot of times there's kids that they can be there, but they never make a play on the ball. I think that's something big that our guys do is, they try to get that ball. They do a good job of it.
Mm-hmm.
they compete a lot in practice. You see it because I'm over there throwing the ball to them in secondary drills, and they compete. And even when we're on offense and we're in our practice and team offense, Matthew Daniels will jump to corner and he'll cover Max just because they want to compete against each other to get catches on each other. And so the competition out there throughout practice, it's high, and it's helping them guys get better because they're not brother-in-law, and they're going hard against each other. And when they catch it, they let each other know. Like, and I caught this. They'll throw it in each other's face. Not throw it in a bad way, but just like, hey, I got this one on you.
Yeah.
And so they're competing. They're learning that technique, and it's helping those guys get a lot better. And it's helping our receivers work on going up for the ball and fighting for positioning too. So on the secondary and receiver side, I feel like just being around those guys, seeing them work hard, has been good.
And it's easy to get interceptions in practice when Coach Reese is the quarterback.
So Center Point runs a wishbone. I'll get back on them. Sorry, I jumped back there. And I think our defense is pretty good. The stop and stuff like that. And I think our offense, we just had bad luck. That's how I seen it last week. We made a couple of mistakes, but there was some calls that I was just shocked on. But yeah, so their defense. What kind of defense do they run?
They're pretty, I would say, pretty mixed on that as well, kind of like they are offensively. Against Mason, they kind of show, a 50 look, a 3-4 type of defense. And against the other teams they play, they're more of a 4-2-5 looking defense. One thing that's, certain is they're going to man up the receivers. They're going to press man. So, they're going to be up in our receivers' face all night. As far as the box goes, it could be, a 50 front, 7 or 8 guys in the box, or it could be that 4-2 look. We're not sure exactly what we're going to see, but
Just kind of go off.
we've been working on both.
Yes.
But I think the biggest thing is they are going to be press man. So our receivers are going to have to work on getting off the man and getting open, things like that, which they can. Coach Reese is the receivers coach, so
Yeah, so they're gonna be
his
pressing.
job might be on the line.
So they're gonna be pressing right at the line of scrimmage.
Yes,
They usually. Well, I'm not gonna say it out loud. But yeah, so they'll be honest man coverage. But you like the man on man because you're counting on your guy to get past him.
We
And
work-
I feel like we have the speed to do that.
and we worked a lot of just technique stuff on getting off the ball, hand placement, foot placement, how to get off the brakes, how to make your brakes, where to stem off of, and just get ourselves fundamentally in the right position to be successful. And we've worked a lot on that all year, but more this week than we have in the last few, just because of how tight they're going to be on us.
And that's defenses usually try to push their receivers inside towards the safety, kind of on that
Usually.
style. It's usually like that. Yeah. That defense, you got to be a good secondary to run that thing. I mean,
Yeah.
our guys are pretty fast, and the receivers, so I think that.
You're putting a lot of faith in your secondary
Yes.
when you just press them all.
Yeah, so I'm happy to hear that. I
Yeah.
think we'll take care of that. But yeah, and I think our offensive line, they'll do a good job. I feel like we'll get a lot. Feel like this will be a big game for us. Last game was kind of frustrating, but I think this game is going to be a great game for us overall. Both sides of the ball. I like how y'all switch. We switch players in. Some people, you can tell some teams they don't know what to do. You'll switch a player in, you'll see the other team just trying to call a timeout, just trying to catch up to what y'all are doing, and I like that. It makes me laugh when I see them calling timeouts because I know that they've seen something and they're like, hold on here, and it'll be something we know and they don't know it. I'm used to seeing it, so I assume this is this and this and that, and everybody's calling timeouts and freaking out.
Right.
And I like that. I feel like when y'all out coach other teams like that, I like that. I like seeing them struggle when they just coaches wise, not lining up in right formation and stuff. I feel like we line up in great formations. Just sometimes maybe we miss tackles or we get a penalty or something like that. Other than that, I feel like the kids are in the position they need to be in to win the game. It's just sometimes we have mistakes or
Right.
there's a flag or something. But
Yeah, and it's something we always tell them is we can help you get to the right spot, right place, but then it comes to you and your job to execute. And they do it most of the time. 90% of the time we do a great job, and it's just those few times when we don't execute, and bad things can happen, big plays for the other teams, or whatever. But
do they got pretty big kids?
they're not just real big. This is probably one of the few teams we've played where they're not just a lot bigger than us. So I'd say it's a pretty good matchup size-wise.
Yeah, so I guess we're all going to wear purple since it's a home game. Well, it's a away game. So everybody wear your purple shirt. Get it pumped up. We'll get some thrown out or something like that. We got
Bring
some
your
shirts.
tortillas. We'll
Yeah.
throw tortillas.
We'll
Let's
throw
start that.
I don't think they'll make the field. I think we'll eat them before they get there.
Yeah, I was just thinking about what you were talking about, putting people in the right spot. We joking around Max on his touchdown this last week. He runs the wrong route and he catches the ball, and after he does that, he says, "I ran the wrong route, didn't I?" I was like, "Doesn't matter, you got there."
Yeah, it was a great catch too. I mean, it looked perfect.
Yeah.
Like no one ever would have known. Because to me, I didn't. I thought it was because it looked like you see Charles dropping back. He sees him coming. I mean, he just throws it right out there, and Max lays out. And I was like, man, that was great.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Another thing on that, I'm not supposed to tell anybody because I told Charles not to tell anybody. But he came off to the sideline and he said, I was not throwing the ball to Max. I was like, well, don't tell
say
anybody.
Just walk
We'll
off.
broadcast it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it was perfect. It was just, I mean, he flung it out there, and I was like, that's awesome. I mean, that was a great play.
It was great to see him get rewarded with the catch.
Yeah.
You know, because Max has been working his tail off for us all year. He bought into the receiver position from quarterback to receiver. He works hard, and he's one of those guys that every week he's hustling everywhere he goes. And so it was nice to see, you know, that turn into a good play for him. So I'm not complaining.
Yeah, no, I've seen a lot of good stuff, you know, and I'm real good about not looking at the bad, looking at the good. So I try to build off the good, you know. And I see a lot of good stuff in our kids, like how Matthew runs the ball. I mean,
Yeah.
or how Carlos and Rigo blitz, and how our secondary, you know, on the near sidelines that I can see how good they played. You know, there's stuff like that you see, and it's awesome to see those kids because I've seen them grow this season from that first week to this week, and it's huge growth. You know, I think so. Just because it's little things, you see them do certain things, and all those little things add to a big thing. And I see, you know, the certain coverage. You know, a lot of people that didn't play in secondary, you got to be pretty smart back there. You got to understand, you know, can't jump a route. If you jump a route, they're going to get you and stuff like that. You know, and I see those kids growing a lot in the secondary and, you know, linebackers position. I feel like our linebackers know the play before the plays. I mean, I watch those kids, and it's amazing because it's either Rigo or Carlos. I guess decides which way the ball's going, but they're in the backfield quick. I mean, if they're going to hand it off, and it makes me laugh because we're going to have to start playing the Jaws song. Johnson City stole that from me. I was so mad when they played that. On third downs, we got to play that. I'm going to see if we can play the Jaws song.
Let's do it. Yeah, Coach Green and the defense, they do a good job, and you know, and they study, you know, relentlessly on just. They come out in this, you know, this is their top play. This is where they're going to go. So I mean, those kids have a pretty good idea going in what to expect, and especially those linebackers like Carlos and Rigo. They have a lot of experience right there, and they know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm just excited about this game. I think it's going to be a great game for us. I think we're having a big game this week. Y'all have anything y'all want to say to anybody?
I don't think so. I already gave my shout out to Coach Feaster. We're done with Coach Kanipa.
Yeah,
He's a lost cause.
He said he actually went to Toro Loco, and Ruben's girls never showed up.
Oh,
So
really?
he was disappointed in
Did
that.
you hear that, Ruben?
I will say he did go to El Toro Loco. He was there. And if anybody watched Coach Brogman go against Coach Duarte on the bull riding, I still think Coach Duarte won. Coach Brogman got the belt buckle or whatever, but I feel like he went down first.
Yeah, he took the whole calf and everything with him.
That's right.
I've seen that video.
He was doing the wrong sport. He was bulldogging. He wasn't supposed to.
Duarte has bruises.
Oh, I bet you did.
Yeah.
Man.
Yes, she did.
I rode a bull in the first Total Loco. Whew, I got slung right off there. I mean, I lasted maybe 3-4 seconds. It may not seem like eternity, but it wasn't very long.
Yeah.
It was when they first started. But all right, well, everybody come out and watch the Lions play this Friday. We're going to be here at home playing center point. So just let us know if you are going to watch the app and everything, and we'll see y'all Friday.